Hello, good people of YouTube. It's me, Philip, and welcome to another episode of Street Photography Diaries. I am time limited today. I am traveling tomorrow. My bag and my suitcase, all my things are ready to go. Not only that, but I'm moving apartments. Everything I own is in my bags and suitcases. I dug out my camera from all the things and decided to do a really fast moving session. A lot of photos, shoot anything on the way and hope for the best. I made myself challenge to shoot in a different ratio than usually. So it's gonna be 1 to 1. The images are gonna be square. Let's see how it's made my composing different. Also, for an additional challenge, I made myself shoot just JPEG format. So no RAW, no saving, non-perfect photos. It is what it is. On good light condition, this camera makes colors look incredible. This is not one of those days. It is bland, ugly weather, very typical. Warm, if not anything. I already knew photos are going to be on the flat side. In hindsight, I should have avoided color entirely. The best option was black and white, and I didn't take it. Also, I should have made it warmer. I left my camera on auto white balance, which was a mistake. I should have increased the temperature manually. But we live, we learn. Doesn't matter. So I started off at Stockwell Station. The plan was to go west towards Clapham, following the high road. At the start, I was trying to get into shooting 1-to-1 ratio by, of course, shooting as much as possible. When doing something new, my advice is to fail as many times as possible, so there is no need to involve any ego into it. Doesn't matter if you fail. You're learning, you should be encouraged to fail. But even when you are professional, you will never be consistently perfect. It is really impossible.
Depends on what you usually shoot.
Well, I don't have a camera. This is my phone.
Oh.
But I've got the
So
money for it.
the woman struck up a conversation, for she was interested in my camera, my X-T30 Fujifilm. She had an interesting look. So she was very tall, and she had a cast on her leg. I actually noticed her before, and I took a picture of her before. That's why I asked her to do some photos of her from a lower perspective, just to emphasize the uncommon attributes she had. At the end, I did a classic portrait of her. She was really happy with the photos, and yeah, and she was really cool and allowed me to put this on YouTube and put her pictures online or whatever. So hi, if you're watching this, thank you for posing, and I hope your leg has healed by now. Okay, so right now I'm getting close to Clapham Common, which is one of the most charming areas I find in London. It's nothing spectacular, but has a real soul to it. Maybe it is because I spent a lot of time in this area when I just got to London. So why did I took a picture of a madras right now? That is something I always make emphasis of in street photography. You have to make use of unusual things you find. Whatever is different, you let it inspire you, and you'll find it easy to compose a photo. That is at least how I make sense of things. I really avoid theory. Maybe I should explore theory more and learn more maybe, but I really avoid it, and I focus on practice more. I find it that I learn better by repeating stuff a lot of times, often doing them wrong, and then correcting myself. That's maybe a harder way of learning, but it's something that I adapted throughout the years, not just in photography, but most of the stuff I do. So this is just working for me. But I encourage you to learn any type of theory, and you should definitely learn everything about the camera you're using, definitely. So yeah, this park gave a really cool effect, and after the park I went to this little street where these really fancy shops are, and I took a picture of Moen & Sons. Moen & Sons, if you don't know it, it's probably the best butcher in London. It's a really fancy butcher shop. You enter there and it's like a 5-star hotel. And then I moved on. I headed back because I was kind of running out of time. I'm, as I said, in a quite a time constraint situation here. I have to finish up preparing myself for my trip, and yeah, so I'm just heading back east, and this is an interesting little story I made. So I took a picture of the man carrying beers, and then he later gave the beer to the homeless, and they gave each other this nice look, and it was a really nice interaction between them. It could be even a collage of images. It could be a little story, like a comic book. So I was really happy because of that. So later on I was just rushing and taking as many pictures I wanted. So as you can see, I kind of got used to the 1:1 ratio, and I kind of adapted and learned how to compose the picture in 1:1, and I actually find it easier because of less space. You have to use less your brain, more your intuition, if that makes sense. I'm not sure. And also when you do this ratio, I never really thought about it, but you gotta feel the same as you do with those Polaroid photos, because I think it's the same ratio. They use 1:1, so I never really thought about it. But if I decided to edit these photos, I could easily make some kind of a vintage feel to it by adding maybe a pink hue, or just lowering the contrast a little bit, maybe overexposing. It could be really interesting, but I didn't shoot raw. Also, something can be done in Photoshop, so it's okay. So also another window shot, as you saw here. And also I like to take pictures of shops from the outside, because they kind of give a completely different lighting. So this is the series of pictures I find the most interesting of this day. So this guy in a hat, he was just destined to be framed in this little circle. I don't know, this is like a banister with a circle. It was really, it's really nice. Banister or railing, I'm not sure, I'm not that familiar with the terms. So yeah, also another thing that's unusual, a bridge. You always want to do some shooting at a bridge. So silhouettes of people, because of the difference of lighting. Bridge, under the bridge is very dark, outside is light, and it naturally creates this effect of making silhouettes of everyone. And also the road was reflecting the light, which was interesting. So okay, another Okay, and of course a selfie. I had to make a selfie because every time I find a reflective glass, I do a selfie. But okay, so this was interesting. These pigeons, and I tried to. It was a failure, but I tried to stomp my foot and create a really high shutter speed and take a picture of them, but I didn't really increase the shutter speed enough, and yeah, it was just an experiment. Next time I see the birds, I'm gonna try to do something similar, but yeah, not today. But it was it was an interesting technique, just to stomp your leg and do a quick shot. uh, I I hope no animal activist will be mad at this. So yeah, I finished the shoot here in Stockwell. I'm in Stockwell Station, and thank you guys for watching this, and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. And yeah, goodbye.